Hello, my name is Don Maloney. I live northwest of Phoenix in Surprise, Arizona. This is my final project presentation for Matthew Kenney's January of 2016 Fundamentals of Raw Cuisine Level 1 course. For our final project, we were required to write a menu of 3 courses and then choose at least 2 of those 3 to create. I chose to make all 3 courses today. Memories, experiences, and emotions associated with childhood were my inspirations for this menu. I had a wonderful time creating it, and I hope you enjoy it too. My first course tied together memories that I had of school breaks, so I call this dish A Few Days Off. In creating this dish, I started with candied herbs, chose toppings and crackers that would both go along with those herbs and represent flavors I associate with spring, summer, and winter. For spring, I made an almond cracker, mascarpone cheese, cherry vanilla gelée with candied basil. For summer, I made a chia and sesame seed cracker with lime cheese, gingered cucumber salsa, and candied thyme. For winter, I made a pecan cracker with smoked cheddar cheese, apple lattice, and candied rosemary. My second course is inspired by the outdoors. I call it A Walk in the Woods. As a child, I made a couple of visits to my great-grandma's farm. I was very young and don't remember much, but I loved being outside where vibrant vegetables grew in the middle of a more natural world than I was accustomed to. I also loved the area surrounding the farm. A dilapidated wooden fence seemed to blur the lines between manicured farmland and wilderness. The air was clean but had an earthy smell to it. I remember big trees, a farmhouse, farm animals, and I remember the comfort that I felt being so close to nature. I tried to create some of those feelings in my dish. I made a layered mushroom pastry. I started with a macadamia and cashew nut pastry and layered that with a mix of oyster and shiitake mushrooms topped with a spinach croquette. I served this on a bed of dried spinach and olives, along with a side of assorted pickled vegetables. For my dessert course, my inspiration was my daughter. I thought, what would make my daughter smile? What ice cream would she pick from an ice cream truck? At first I chose a mint chocolate chip ice cream sandwich, which she would have loved, but I thought, no, what ice cream would make her beyond excited? The answer I came up with was naturally, all of them. I had this vision of a group of kids chasing an ice cream truck down the street that left a trail of ice cream bars with every bump and turn it made. So my dessert is called Chasing the Ice Cream Truck. I made a chocolate-dipped vanilla cone, an orange and vanilla creamsicle, a fudge-sicle with a candied cinnamon stick, a firecracker, and a mint chocolate chip sandwich. For what it's worth, my daughter reacted exactly as I had hoped. I learned so much in this course and used so much that I learned to create these dishes. The biggest thing I hope to gain from this course was the ability to bring flavors together successfully. I am much more aware of how flavors interact with each other, and I'm able to make adjustments with confidence. I also realize the value in developing the components to a dish. I quickly learned that there are many dimensions to flavoring a dish, and now can visualize a greater depth with flavors than I could before. I think one of my favorite takeaways from the course has been my ability to express myself through food, and that while I have discovered some interesting things already, what I can do with my new knowledge is vast and limitless. As far as making these dishes, I enjoyed everything, but plating the ice cream was really fun. I get the most enjoyment out of trying something I have not done before and having it be a success. What I learned through the recipe testing process, well, I learned that the type of vinegar you use can drastically change an entire dish. I also learned that the proper mise en place and organization made accomplishing more much easier. Let's see, is there anything I would do differently next time? I'm sure if I were to do it all again, the result would be different. Specific changes I would start with, though, would be making the pickled vegetables a course on their own. They really stood out and had a lot of flavor. I would also make the mushroom pastry into small triangle appetizers and possibly serve that with bite-sized spinach croquettes. Those went together really well, but I think that it would have been better as an appetizer plate rather than a whole entree. I would like to thank everyone at Matthew Kenney Culinary for a great course. I've learned a lot and had a great time, and I'm much more confident, adventurous, and creative in the kitchen than I was before. And I'm very much looking forward to level 2.